Well, I know I ain't your free bird, and I ain't no simple man. Oh, I'm just another person with a song stuck in my head. Oh, I'm just another idiot with nothing new to say. And I'm hoping that don't matter and you'll like me anyway. Cause I'm trying just to carve a little niche, but I'm up against a big wall, man, and it won't budge an inch. So I'm looking for an answer buried deep within my mind, and every time I find it, it just moves right to the side.
Hidden Jams was recorded in front of the FBI agent who watches me through my webcam. Hi, Steve.
What's going on, everybody? This is Hidden Jams. I'm Andy Soroka. Today we are chilling here with Brian Premo, and we're going to hear his song Paper Souls, and then we're going to chat with Brian about music and the bands he's got going on and a bunch of other things. So thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoy.
Just replace when the cage becomes your home and the doubt reaches the bone. Will you find strength to stay? Now they're so 6 feet deep, we surrender and we sleep. Piece by piece we fall away.
Thanks for watching Hidden Jams. Hope you love the song. Now stay tuned for the interview.
Oh man, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Dude, that song made me feel really good.
Thank you.
I like that song a lot.
That.
So let's chat about music, and let's chat about, like, how did you find music? What are the early days of music like for Brian Premo?
Well, music has always been kind of around me since, like, I was really young. My family is very musical. My dad and his dad and all their brothers played. My brothers played. So ever since I can remember, there's always been guitars and keyboards and all sorts of instruments around. So I didn't have a choice other than to pick up an instrument at some point. You know,
that's awesome. I love hearing about stories about families that are involved in music and people who like remember music from like super early age. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So did your parents play in any like bands or?
My dad has a home studio where back in the day he used to be like him and his brother used to be the Premo brothers, and they would do like weddings, receptions and stuff. They do like covers and stuff.
Oh, nice.
But now my dad basically just has a studio in his basement shed, and he just records every day. He's in there.
Oh, awesome.
I don't even know how many songs he has recorded at this point, but he's still very active musically, just not playing out.
Yeah,
So,
very cool.
yeah.
Super awesome. Music was around in the family. What was the like very first instrument that you started to play?
In third grade, I took up the trombone in elementary school. So,
Man, that seems like a big instrument for a third grader.
yeah, I was originally going to go with drums, but my brother Jason's like, if you play the trombone, you can hit people with a slide. And when you're in third grade, that seems like the coolest instrument to pick. You know, you have like a
weapon, basically.
Not that I was a violent kid, but you know, it just has a little incentive.
Yeah.
So the summer, actually, before third grade, I started taking private lessons with the high school marching band teacher. So I got a little head start on the other kids. And from third grade through graduating high school, I played trombone.
Nice. So now you worked on reading music, and you could sight read and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really great.
Yeah, but it wasn't until when I was 15 was when I started really focusing on the guitar, because they needed a bass player for their musicals and their stage bands and jazz bands that the high school put on.
Oh, that's cool. So you're like pit orchestra?
Yeah, so yep. At that point, I kind of switched over to guitar officially, even though I've noodled a little bit with guitar before then. I was 15 is when I started really digging into the bass. And
Nice.
That quickly became my passion over trombone, like by a long shot. I was like, this is it.
Yeah. So that's where like the strings instruments started to like
Yeah.
come into the whole thing?
Yep, about the same time as picking up the bass, I met my buddy Joe, who was in the same grade as me, and he had an acoustic, so we got together and we're just like, let's see if we can write some goofy songs. And so we had a little 4-track cassette recorder, and we would just record any dumb song. We'd sing about Jello or whatever we felt like singing about.
Nice.
And we would do that. We did that from 15, 16 years old till we graduated. He graduated a year before me.
Nice.
And it kind of ended at that point, unfortunately.
What was the next like big project?
From high school, after Joe, I was playing with another friend who went to Westmoreland where I went after high school. And we were doing similar, but we were just both playing acoustic. And he got offered to play bass in a band called Shade. They were out of a Oriskany, Westmoreland area. And
Nice.
Since I was playing with Jake, he's like, I'll ask if you want to come along and jam, because we're going to a practice. And he's like, just bring a guitar. So I brought a guitar and an amp, and it just felt really good. So they asked me then and there if I wanted to join
Oh, nice.
as a lead guitarist, which I'm not really a lead guitarist, but I was like, it's a cool band, the biggest rock band type thing I've ever been in at this point, so I'll say yes to it.
Nice. What was the next project after Shade got?
Okay, so Shade broke up, and they were kind of done with music, and I wasn't by a long shot. But just getting out of a band, kind of breaking up, I was kind of spent on the band front, so I decided to just see what I could do acoustically. My very first show was actually at a benefit where I just played for like half hour, 45 minutes, mostly covers, like 2 originals. And then I got a new acoustic, which is one I just used here.
Oh, nice.
I was like, all right, I need to get serious, need to pick up in it. And so I started playing open mics, Mr. McGill's in particular. And I met Joe Sweet there, who then kind of took me under his wing, and he set me up with a bunch of shows opening for him, which I'll forever be grateful for, because if it wasn't for him, I don't know what I would have done, you know, but he really helped me along, and I'll always appreciate him for
That's
that.
awesome.
But eventually the band Itch came back,
Yeah.
and I got asked to join Draculatron.
Nice.
That was probably, I don't know what year that was. A couple years after, maybe 2 or 3 years after the Shade stuff.
Okay, so this is like kind of like 2010. Like
Yeah, I could be totally off.
Yeah.
But,
No, that's totally fair.
the info's out there somewhere, I'm sure. Like,
What'd you play in Draculatron?
Draculatron, I played bass.
Okay. So you bounce between guitar and bass in a lot of these projects?
I did, yeah.
What would you say is your favorite of the two instruments?
Definitely bass.
Bass?
And the more guitar I play, the more I miss the bass.
Okay.
And I'll see my bass at home, and I'm just like, I'm so sorry that I'm not playing you. Like, my heart is in the bass.
Yeah.
Not that I don't love playing guitar. I love playing guitar. It's
Oh, you're really good
great.
at the guitar.
Oh, thank you. But bass is like, when you play bass, it's like sinking into warm bath water.
Mm.
Like, it's just so full and warm and cozy and just sweet. I just love it.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Well, for those of you who don't know, you played bass on the Our Common Roots CD as well.
That was fun. That was
Yeah.
a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that process. And
That was a super fun project. That was our first CD that we'd ever put out, so it was really cool to have you involved with that.
that was great. Those songs were a lot of fun.
So Draculatron, and you guys were playing out. You played a ton of shows, which is really awesome. You've been playing since you were like 15 out on the scene. So
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't 15. I was in the high school mostly. Stuff,
That's true.
But I was still playing in front of people. But
Yeah.
It wasn't until as soon as I graduated, it was pretty much 18, 19.
it's awesome.
When it started.
So what are some? You have any cool like stories from shows, or like crazy stories, or just?
Yeah, the one I've told a couple times is the one that really sticks out for me is I was playing Ride Sports Bar in Herkimer, which is no longer there. I was the opener for Days of the New, was performing along with a couple other local bands. I was the very first one to go on it because I was just the acoustic guy.
Yeah.
And I'm just about to start my set, already nervous because Travis from Days of the New is fooling around, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the spotlight hits me, and I realize it's Travis is wearing a miner's helmet with a spotlight on it.
Oh,
and he's
miner's helmet.
Yeah, and he's looking right at me, and I was like, hey, I'm thinking, oh, he's gonna wish me luck. This is so cool.
Yeah.
And instead, he accuses me of taking his guitar.
What?
He's like, why do you have my guitar? What are you doing? Give me my guitar. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I didn't know if he was joking at first, but then I could tell he wasn't. And
Whoa!
yeah, so I was like, I don't know what your guitar looks like, but this is clearly not your guitar. This is like a $300 acoustic. I'm pretty sure you have something better than what I have. And eventually, I don't know if he got sidetracked or whatever, but he just wandered off.
That is insane. I don't know what anyone would do in that situation.
Yeah, it kind of ruined him for me. I was like,
wow.
I was hoping this would have been a better experience.
Did he play a guitar that looked similar to yours that night?
He did not have a red guitar. So my guitar is blood red. It's kind of hard to mix up with. All his were very standard.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So after Draculatron, just kind of focusing on like solo material, writing a lot?
Yeah, so after Draculatron, I've been working on a solo album, my second solo album, which I kind of skimmed over my first one, but...
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second.
The first one?
Yeah.
It was called 30 Years. I started recording it on my 30th birthday at Gecko Studios in Clinton.
Nice.
It was cool to do a real full-on solo CD and realize just how much work, because I did all the instrumentation except for the drums.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So there's piano and guitar, bass, harmonica.
Oh, you play piano too?
I noodle. So that's cool. Then years later, I started recording my second album at Castle, and then that Castle was switching owners at the time halfway through.
Yeah.
So my project got kind of canned because the engineer who was working on it got
Oh jeez.
So that album, the second album, has been in limbo for I don't even know how many years. I think it was 7 years, but after the first one that I finally released the second one.
Okay.
So
awesome,
I stuck with Matt, the engineer.
Yeah.
He moved to 2 houses in that time. So it went from a studio to a house to a second house, and then it was finished.
Nice.
I did a little bit of recording at home too, and then implemented that in there.
And now what's like happening in band world and Brian world, kind of currently?
Currently, I'm trying to take a break from the solo stuff. I kind of got burnt out and bored with all my solo acoustic stuff. I've been feeling so uninspired in that path lately that I was like, I need to take a break because I don't know. So luckily, two of my buddies from Searching for More, the old bands, I was playing with their band Enemy Down for a bit, and things weren't working out perfectly with them and their singer. So in the meantime, us three were working on a few of my more rock-oriented songs that I never had a chance to put through anything because it didn't really fit my acoustic music. So I've been playing with those two guys, which became Alchemist Greed, which is my current main focus, and I'm absolutely loving that outlet because we just get up there and we get to rock.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of fun.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, so right now we're in the process of recording with Seth, actually.
Oh, nice.
At Free Lunch, and
awesome
we're one
studio.
song into our album that we're working on. Our next session is the 30th this month, so we're going to lay down a few more songs.
Oh, that's awesome. That studio space, I love being in those walls.
Yes, it's something magical in that area. It's so cool.
Building is like so awesome. Like walking down that long hallway.
I'm pretty
and
sure
like,
it's haunted. I've heard some stories too.
I love the vibe in that place.
It's awesome.
Yeah, oh, that's super cool. Now we're going to do the lightning round. If we would throw 1 minute up on the clock. There's no clock there. So let's get right to it. All right, Brian. What instrument do you wish you could learn, if any?
Drums.
Nice. Okay. How clean is your car right now?
Filthy. Filthy.
Favorite instrument of all? Maybe not necessarily an instrument you play, but just something you love watching people play, or
piano.
Piano.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like to watch piano.
Best type of cheese.
I'm actually not a big cheese fan.
Okay.
So I'll go with I like the Taco Bell nacho cheese.
Nice. Okay.
Does that count?
Yeah, that absolutely counts. Have you ever named an instrument?
Yes. This is Frank
Nice.
because the headstock broke off.
Oh, wow.
Clean.
Yeah, I did.
And this had to be repaired, so I call it Frankenstein.
Nice.
Even though Eddie Van Halen's guitar is called Frankenstein too, but I think that's...
Who's Eddie Van Halen anyway? And the last one. What is the weirdest band name you can think of in 5 seconds? Go.
Dirty Diaper.
Dirty Diaper. I like it. Seriously, dude, thank you so much for chatting. It's guys like this that are, the backbone of music in the world. It's dudes like this that have been constantly playing and just out there doing your thing, man. And it's really awesome. And
I appreciate that.
thank you for taking the time to share the music with us.
Thanks for having me. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Awesome.
So.
Thank you guys so much. This has been Hidden Jams. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Talk to you guys later. Peace. Fade out. Fade out.
It takes a lot of courage to get through the hard times. Takes a lot of practice to sharpen out blurred lines. Takes a lot of things that you'll never say, but for all the words that make it, they will carry their weight. It takes a lot of moments that you need to make right. It takes a lot of long days, a whole lot of long nights. Takes a lot of dreams that you'll never see, but for all the dreams that take, you'll find the one that you need.
Wow, that show was bananas!